So, welcome to another classic car cave. This is a bit of Groundhog Day. This morning I got up quite early because our insurance company office is only open till 12, so we got up a bit earlier today and we had to do some other things early in the morning. And I took the number plates to put them back in the vault, and there was kind of something on my mind. You know, sometimes you get that kind of gut feeling or something in the back of your head and you're thinking about it. And as it turned out, I handed them in with the registration document and got the paperwork for it, and I was just about to leave and I met the guy who is our insurance rep. His English is not great, but my German is bloody awful, so yeah. And I am in Austria, I'm a foreigner at the end of the day. And I asked him, you know, that I have to take the car up to Salzburg for 4 days, and it's going to go on the on-hanger, or it's German for trailer. Would it be insured? Now, it's just as well I did ask him, because it had been on my mind. It turns out that if I take the registration number off, or the number plates off, the car is fully insured for its value, which I think was 170,000 euros is the figure that they've put on it. I had to actually get a valuer to come in and value the car, and he valued it 170,000, I think it was, euros, so it's about 140,000 pounds or something like 145, whatever. Anyway, the bottom line is it's fully insured for that complete payout if the car is stolen, or if it's destroyed in a fire, or the garage is destroyed, or whatever. But only in this garage. So if I took this car and stored it somewhere else, I don't know what the situation would be. So something that if you do move a car around on a trailer, you need to make sure that the insurance is going to cover it. So we're leaving these out until the 18th. I'll take them back on Monday the 18th, which is the weekend after, the first week after the show in Salzburg, and then I'll hand them in. So the car is insured, and then when it's on the trailer, it's insured while it's at the expo or the classic car show. It's insured while I'm taking it there and back. I mean, who knows? You know, you can imagine somebody having an accident or T-boning me, and I lose our AMG Mercedes van, 7-seater van, this and the trailer. You know, you can imagine that's a fair bit of money. So I'm really glad I asked, and it's something that you should definitely check your insurance people, and if you're not happy, just get it in writing. Anyway, so I might as well put it back in, so just the reverse basically. So just pop that, so that this will go in here. This is a bit thin, this one. Alright, so it's not very good in a lot, and then you just push that back up. To use a screwdriver to, and basically that's it. I just push 2 little lips up, and that's it, and then it's in. So I'll take on to some of the other things that have come up. I got quite a few comments on this last video I put up about the price of some of the stuff, and I got some really nice comments and some good information, particularly from Alan Derrick and John Davey. John's been with me quite a long time. About using Moss parts in Europe, which is it's in Paris, Europe, not Paris, Texas. And right enough, he gave me the part number for these 3 screws, and then they've got a rubber cup on them and a spring. And the idea, obviously, is you put these pieces on once they're cleaned up. And then you put your headlights and stuff inside it. So the idea is you can adjust it left, right, in and out. So when I looked, I actually checked. To be honest, I couldn't find it without the part number, but once I found the part number, it was no problem at all. And basically, I've got them both here, from Moss in Europe, they work out at €6.12. That's for a set of 3. That's the 3 pieces. That's a spring, a rubber coupling, and a thread. So for one set of headlights is €6.12 or £5.23. From S&G Barrett, they are €14.88, nearly €15, or £12.71. So you can buy like 2.5 kits for the same money. Now that's great, and you would think, oh, that probably might go right the way through the system, but then I looked at some other stuff. For instance, it's a bit swings and roundabouts. I mean, these headlight rims, these are the brand new ones. This is a brand new headlight rim, you can see it there. Now, from S&G Barrett, they're £46.66 for one. And from, excuse me, let me get my paperwork sorted out. Where are they? Yeah, and from Moss, they're £60.84. So there's about £24 of difference. Is it 24? No, 20, 50, no, 11, 12 pounds or something. So there is some differences, and I guess the main thing that I've found with this is, unless you've got a part number or you know exactly what it looks like, because obviously these are pictures and you can't tell exactly what thread it is, that's the kind of downside to it. So if you've got information on what parts fit onto the, sometimes it'll say XK 150, 140, 120, whatever, but you can't take that as gospel. So, but it just shows you, I guess, if you shop around, you can find this stuff. And like the guy said, all these parts, they add up at the end of the day. It might be £6 here saving off £3 there or £2 there. But if you add it up over all the items that go into a car, I mean, I don't know, I would imagine it's anything between 10 and 15,000 parts go into a car. I have no idea. But let's just say, you start adding all those bits up, it ends up being a lot of money. So it's a good idea, and I thank you very much for your comments. I thank you very much for subscribing and watching the videos. And yeah, it's one of those things. I think if you're in the know, my brother-in-law, for instance, does MGs, and I know this. You would think that the MGB would fit. He's got an MGC, which is an MGC GT with a 3-litre Healy engine in it. And you would think that the parts for that would be the same, and they're not. It's the same, looks like the same shape, but the wings are different. There's a lot of things that are different on it. So the next thing I want to go into as well, I had another comment from Bill Carl, and he was on about the hood clips. Now, I know I've kind of banged my drum a bit about these, but the problem is the hood clips on the drop head coupe. This is where the hood goes down onto the back of the car, onto the back of the tonneau, which I don't like. They always look like they're a concertina that's gone wrong. This is why I like the idea of the Roadster, where it fits underneath the seats. Now that is a completely different clip system to the open two-seater, to the Roadster. And bearing in mind they only made 16 or 1700 of these XK150 Roadsters, there isn't a massive demand for them. So you've got to take it like that. You've got to take that into consideration. It's a very tiny market, and it's one of those situations: take it or leave it. The other issue is I actually did think long and hard about maybe if I could get one and copy it, maybe do a 3D plastic copy and then use those things to put into a metal 3D printer. But you know what, by the time you messed around with all that to make one set, and then they have to be chromed, and how do you get them apart to chrome them and so on, it's a lot of fannying around, certainly compared to what the stuff has cost. The other issue I found is that to get a Zeus clip or a Zeus fastener, which is long enough to go from the wood in the hood all the way through, they don't really make them Zeus fasteners that long. You'd have to actually cut where the half screw on it is, or the blank, and you'd have to extend it because they're extremely long on these clips. So this is the downside of it. But I'll put in now a drawing of why the clips, how they're different from a drop head coupe 150 to a Roadster. So like I said before, you can see here that this is the Zeus clip that fits into the Roadster. But then when you look at the drop head coupe, which is obviously the other convertible, excuse me a second, you can see it here. It's very similar, it's not the same, but it's very similar to an E-type clip, but it's completely different from the Roadster to the drop head coupe. So, and this is the problem, because it's a very limited market. I guess this is why they charge so much money, because they're basically a custom made item, and I think we're all aware of what custom made items cost. So this is the issue. That is for the drop head, and this is for the Roadster completely different system. Hopefully the stuff will start arriving here Wednesday, and I can put up a video towards the end of the week as the parts start to come in. There are a few items that S&G Barrett in Holland don't have, and that means that obviously you have to get it from S&G Barrett in the UK at Stourbridge, but I guess that all comes over in a huge container with all the other parts that people in Europe have ordered. One of the things I did want to say just before I finish is, you've probably in the last few months not seen my beige Mini Cooper, and the reason for that is I'm trying to get the car registered in Austria. Now, the fact that the car is an original right-hand drive, it's a Mini from the UK, that is not the issue. So that there's no fighting about, oh, it was a British car with a V5 and blah blah blah. That's not the issue. The issue in Austria, and I understand from other people in Europe, is the car has to be exactly as it came off the production line. So if you change the arches, the wheels, the interior, anything, it has to be put down, has to be checked by an engineer, a degreed engineer in whatever it might be in, whether it be body work, whether it be mechanical, whatever, and that has to be paid for. They're basically, what they're trying to do is cover themselves. So if I get stopped by the police for anything, this will be in the turf. It will say, you know, I've got these 7-inch, or sorry, 6.5 by whatever they are, the tyres and wheels on it. I've got a motor litre steering wheel, blah blah blah. So everything will be in there. And as I said, the reason it's not here is about 2 months ago I took it to a place in Austria. It's about 300 kilometres from here. A guy that works with British cars, he does Jaguars, Minis, MGs, you name it, and he has a system where he can get people to sign off on certain things, engineers, and he has to pay X amount for this and X amount for that, and then get it through the turf. Once that's done, I can register it here in Steiermark, where I live, and that's it, and then each year I'll get an MOT. I can actually put it on what they call old-timer plates, and have it done every second or third year. I'm not exactly sure about that, but you are then limited to what you can drive, which I don't want that to be. I want to be able to use it to run down the shops with. So that's the reason that the beige Mini Cooper is not here. Unfortunately, we've missed 2 turf sessions that he had. The first time I took it up, he missed it. He missed it for some reason, or he had more cars, I don't know. And the second one should have been last month, and he said the guy was ill that was supposed to do the test, so I have to take it that's true. I won't go into that one, but anyway, so by the time I get it back, it's going to be the middle of this month before I see it, and hopefully. But the deal is no turf, no payment, that's it. So, and it's extremely expensive to do it that way as well. So I'll let you know once I've got it, because I don't want to go into details here. But once I've got the turf and I've got the registration on it and I'm actually driving the car, I'll let you know exactly what it costs, which is horrendous for paperwork basically. But that's the issue, is if it's not standard. I had a Mini 25 that I bought from the UK. I brought it here, it was absolutely, as it came off the line production wise, and it went straight through the turf and no problems with it whatsoever, but it was absolutely standard. So for instance, if I try now to put 3-point harness seatbelts in that XK, it will fail. Even though they're safer, it will fail, because it probably only had lap belts in it, the same as the E-Type has only got lap belts. If I try to put 3-point harness in that E-Type, it would fail the test. It has to be original equipment, absolutely as it came off the line. So, on that note, with all this information about what a struggle it can be in Europe, but by the same token, I would rather have a situation where the tests are done properly. Even though, you know, I do all mechanical and body work and everything else, it's better to have another set of eyes. And the great thing in Austria particularly is you just don't see crap on the road. You don't see junk cars, you don't see cars that are falling apart. The police will just pick them up and take them off the road. So there's an upside to it. The downside is, yes, it's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy, but the upside is the vehicles are in extremely, extremely good condition, and I would rather have that. I mean, I know places where you could get an MOT for a wheelbarrow. In fact, you don't even have to take the car, they'll just give you a bit of paper. So anyway, on that note, you know, stay safe, keep the faith, and just get out there and and do something with your cars. Hopefully next week I can actually put stuff on the car and you can see what we're up to. I'm sorry that I'm just waiting on parts, as we all do now. So take care, bye for now.